Facebook Live. Sheena 25. I'm about to write to that beat. I'm gonna have to do that. That beat too fire. That beat is too fire. Too fire. Alright, y'all can hear me? What up? Yo, this shit freezing? Is shit freezing? See, y'all wouldn't even believe, I can't talk too much about it, but y'all wouldn't believe what happened earlier today, man. I had to bust one of my patients' ass. I had to bust one of these niggas' ass, man. Shit crazy. You know, so nigga might get sued. I don't know yet. I doubt it though. He seemed kind of stupid. So, but anyway, y'all see that Long Island video, Long Island Railroad video? Hold up. Give me a second. I know y'all seen the video of the white boy calling that chick a monkey. Now, if she subscribed to my page, then she would know who the real monkeys are. And you could see how quiet she was getting when he was getting loud. You see, when white people get loud, you gotta get loud with them, and you gotta overtalk them. That's the thing. You don't let white people build up their confidence. Especially early on. You shut that shit down immediately. Do you understand? You gotta shut it down immediately. And if you notice, these white men, they go after black women. They go after you motherfuckers. You wanna know why? Because they know that if they come after us niggas, we just gonna punch them in the face. You understand? So, well, first off, do we got a troll in here? Yeah, so like shit like that, you know, I take the Long Island Railroad all the time, and I'll be wearing the same shirts y'all be seeing me make. I purposely take the Long Island Railroad because I know that's where the hotbed of white people are. That's where all the white supremacists who all take the train to the city and back and forth, they all be right there. So I wear it and I look them dead in their face. Fuck you gonna do about it? You wanna get it cracking? Let's get it cracking on the cart right now. I'll stomp your ass the fuck out right in the cart. You know what I mean? Like, so seeing that video, that just makes me want to wear and make more material like that, just to push the narrative even further. You understand? So you see how he just regurgitated all the stereotypes he could, and he was loving doing it. You see me, if that was a situation, we just had to punch that nigga in his face and just keep cracking him in his face until somebody stop it, or until he's not, or until I'm satisfied. You understand what I'm saying? Same thing well, let me not even say that. For niggas, save this lie, put it up, and then get me in trouble. You know, but fucking, but yeah, man, that video, man, listen, first off, he wouldn't have been yelling like that with me. I'll tell you that first off. Because I would have been putting him in his place to begin with. Oh, who you calling a monkey, you fucking Neanderthal? You would have had to do the whole breakdown, the whole troglodyte, the whole cave dweller, cave monkey, you cave nigger. The real niggers are white people. That might even be my next shirt. The real niggers are white people. And if you want an explanation, come holler at me. That may be the next shirt. And I may just walk around New York City and stand on every corner for 15 minutes waiting for a motherfucker to say something. I ain't got time to do that. That's a waste of energy. But I do wear the shirts when I gotta go to point A to point B. I'll be wearing these shirts. I dare a motherfucker to say something. Say something so I can air you out in person. You want to scrap, we can do that too. It is what it is. We're gonna go to war anyway in a couple years. Might as well get some practice in. Nah, but that shit was just like, I was like, why doesn't this shit ever happen when I'm around? And I really be asking God to let the shit happen while I'm around. Let it happen while I'm around. Oh my God. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just, this is why, you see, if she was following a page like mine, she would have known about white people being the real monkeys. If you shave a monkey, they're pale, just like white people. They have lice, just like white people. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's so many avenues you could have shut that white boy down and said, you seen what the white man was saying was hitting her in her soul. You understand? As soon as he said, you monkey, that's when she was like, so what? All you loudmouth black women, you got a loud mouth against other niggas, right? But when the white man is barking on you, all of a sudden, you all tender and sweet like a little punk. That's why I don't be feeling bad for these chicks, because the way some of these black women speak to black men, how come you can't find that strength to speak to white men the way you speak to us? Can't find it. I don't see no hearts going up neither, because the truth hurts. That's what it is. Ain't nobody liking this shit now, right? Because I done flipped it a little bit. It is what it is. You understand? I'm telling you, is the strategy, we got to put white people on the back burner, on the back foot. You understand? If you ever been in a fight before, right? It's important to put your opponent on the back foot, to have them backing. There's some people who can fight backing up. That's cool. But most people can't. Most people, it's either offense or defense. They don't know how to be offensive while using defense. They don't know how to do that. It's too much brain work. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of brain work when it comes to fighting. It's the same thing. It's a lot of brain work when it comes to debating. So you set that cracker up, you got to know the information to set them crackers up. So before the argument even gets to you, loudmouth, blah, 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 before it even gets there, nigga like me wear the shirt right out in the open. I'll wear it right out in the open. Fuck you gonna say about it? I know you done read it like 50 times. Fuck you gonna do about it? Slap the shit out of you. It is what it is. That shit just crazy. That shit crazy. That shit make me wanna. I can't say it, but it make me wanna. You know. That's, you know. So that's what I do. I wear hoodies like that, like the white people fear karma. Man, I wish I had the camera on me this one day, man. This white guy he was sitting in the car, and I guess he was looking around. He didn't have a mean face, right? Looked like his day was going regular. And then he read my hoodie. And I looked at him while he was reading it. And I kept looking at him when he was done. And then I smiled. That man's face changed, man. That man was so upset, he got off the next stop, or one of the stops after, and went into the next cart because he couldn't stand. He couldn't help but stare at my hoodie. So if you want to keep staring at me, motherfucker, I'm going to look at you too. And then I realized, because I forgot what type of hoodie I was wearing, and I realized, oh, that's why you're staring. What are you going to do? And then, you're going to get up and go to the next cart, because I'll fuck your ass up if you say something out of pocket. Police or no police. Niggas don't care about that. I have no idea what's going on in Puerto Rico. What, they got another hurricane or some shit? Getting a motherfucking ass. Cause Tom, it's almost time. What they got going on? Martial law? Let me finish chewing real quick. Whether they practicing or it's the real deal, gotta let you know what's coming. It's coming. So within 12 months, expect to see a lot of that here. Within the next 12 months, expect to see that here. So if you don't know how to fight, learn. If you don't know how to use a gun, learn. So I'm going to tell you. Niggas said they down there slapboxing in Puerto Rico. Yeah, y'all niggas should have been strapped up. If that's what you talking about, you should have been got you a piece already. If you don't already have one. So that at that point in the conversation, that's me talking about that online. Yeah, the movie Bushwick. If you can watch Bushwick, I suggest you you watch that movie and pay attention, because that's more or less that's what's coming. Except they're going to be coming at night. At least in the dreams that people send me, in dreams that I have, they come at nighttime. They come at like what feels like 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? Like that's what it feel like. So maybe God going to wake those of us who need to wake up. We wake up like 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes before them niggas come into your crib. That's how it was happening in my dreams. You know what I mean? Like niggas is just, we got up and it was like a couple minutes before. Like niggas started breaking down doors and shit. Niggas is already. What was he doing? We was hiding, but we was getting out of the hood. Like they was going from neighborhood to neighborhood, from black neighborhood to black neighborhood. And in this other person's dream, she gave me a clue that I didn't have in mind. So in her dream, they were either chipping people. You take the microchip, or you get your brains blown out. So you know, if you find yourself in that situation, just get your brains blown out. It's not worth taking the chip. Trust me. Let's just take the death, man. Take the first death. Remember, you have a soul, so your soul can only be extinguished by the Creator. Your physical body, this physical body is, you know, is going to get old. It's going to die anyway. So you might as well die for a purpose. And you know niggas are not gonna be up. Only niggas who gonna be up 3, 4 in the morning are the niggas that be on the block. But niggas not gonna be on the block if they put a curfew in. You understand what I'm saying? Once they put the martial law curfew, and then they take it to the second step where they actually come and invade. Right. So that's how I anticipate the buildup will be. Because you're not gonna tell niggas they not gonna hustle on the block. Unless your police have AR-15s and they conducting themselves like the military, then things will change. You understand what I'm saying? So I just wish I was on that train, man, when that nigga, because at that point there's no arguing about this and that. Niggas just punching him in his face and keep punching him in his face until somebody stop it. Listen, I don't even like talking like that, but it's like, not to say that I enjoy that, because I've never killed a man before. I come close. I'll stab your ass. I know I got the heart to do that, because if it's personal, I'll definitely stab your ass. That's for sure. Stab you a couple times. You know what I mean? But when it comes to that, like, this is a real, that's why I be telling niggas, like, you should really evaluate where you are in your mind. Like, understand what's going on in the context of the situation. You understand? It's not, killing somebody is not easy. That's not an easy thing. But if it comes between me and my family and them, it's easy. 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 You know? And especially when, you know, the game is easier. If they're white, they're your enemy. Very simple. Until they prove otherwise. Or if they're non-Negro, they're your enemy. Until they prove otherwise. We know some niggas are the enemy, but the game is easier when each nation of people gathers back onto themselves, which means all the Moors are going to gather onto themselves, all the Israelites who know we're Israelites, we all going to gather onto ourselves, all the New Testament Israelites, y'all going to have to be by yourself with the Christians because y'all can't gather gather with us. You're not gonna be bringing that Christ shit over here, because that means you're gonna bring all the fuck shit that y'all got for you. You're gonna bring inside our camp, and it's not gonna happen. We're not gonna allow it to happen. Sorry. Nah, I'm not even talking about $150, my nigga. That's slicing niggas. I'm talking about straight up stabbing niggas. You know what I mean? Juking organs. Like, it's no joke. You know what I mean? It's funny. It's funny now, right? It is funny, but when it come time to it, it's not gonna be funny. You know what I mean? Like, you know how much mental anguish niggas gonna be in because you done killed like 10 people in the last 5 hours? I had to kill 10 people in 5 hours. You know what that's going to do to your mind? You got to have a strong relationship with the Creator in order to keep your sanity and not become a murderer. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's one thing to kill somebody as defense, right? But it's another thing to be a murderer. And I've seen it in the hood. Like, niggas kill maybe one person, then they kill that second person, and then it come like drinking water. You understand what? They got a demon on them. And you got to remember, it's spiritual too. Whatever weapon you have on you, if it got a body, there's a reason why niggas say, the gun got a body on it. You understand? Aside from niggas going to jail, you got to realize that when you kill somebody with a weapon, it's like Highlander. Like Highlander give you predictive programming clues. That soul energy is on that weapon. You feel what I'm saying? That body is on that weapon. So whether it's a knife or a gun or whatever it is, be careful. That's why when niggas buy a gun, niggas always ask if it got bodies on it. I'm not a street nigga, so I don't be in the street and have to carry on me all the time and have to worry about police catching me to worry about whether or not this gun was shot by somebody else prior to me going to prison. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the spiritual sense of things. You know what I mean? Like not losing your sanity and your humanity. And doing what you have to do because you have to, not because you want to. You know what I mean? And that's why I got to be careful, because I got a lot of venom in my heart for some of these white people out here and some of these other nations of people who've done me wrong, and I haven't got a chance to really correct what I felt like needed to be corrected. Like, them time will come. And I swear to God, if God give me an opportunity, it's a wrap. So it's like it's a whole different ball game. Once them type of times come, it changes. Like Ecclesiastes tell you, there's a time to love and a time to hate. Right now is a time to be cool and be relaxed. But when that other time come, there's no, like, this sort of venting that you're seeing is not the venting that's going to be out there. It can't. Otherwise, this venting you seeing right here will die. You understand? It has to change. It's got to be something more aggressive. So don't expect me to be all laughy, jokey when shit get, you know what I mean, hit the fan. It's not going to be like that. And they're going to be dead serious. This shit crazy though, man. And for those of y'all that had some of the dreams that I'm in them, I mean, there was 2 people that shared with me a dream, and then I had dreams about it later, and it was about me having to kill off certain people. So apparently I was leading a group of us, and that we were holding down an abandoned apartment building, like multiple rooms and shit. So we were holding it down, you know what I mean? And I guess we had captured some white people, or what I anticipate to be army members, because you know them white people, them militia members and police, and all of them are the same team. So they could cut their throat, and that's what I was told in the dream by this person. Is that I forgot what they said. I think they said I cut their head off. So I was beheading them. So the only reason why I can see me even contemplating and doing that is if they're doing it to us. They're beheading the heads of the saints, you understand, in the times which are coming, and to send a message to them, we cut their heads off too. And I can see myself doing it, because I would definitely contemplate that. And I wouldn't ask nobody to do it for me. I'd do it myself. So, you know, thinking about things like that is not, you know, the type of work that's going to have to be done. This, you know, there's a reason why in the prophecies it says that we'd have too much blood on our hands. Now I'm understanding what the war scrolls are saying, because we'd have a lot of blood on our hands and we wouldn't be acceptable. We're going to have to repent. And this is why there were, okay. So yeah. So this is, you know, this is why that there's no killing of animals, whether it's murder or killing. I'm just realizing this now. I'm talking about it. We're gonna have to clean our hands off, spiritually and physically speaking. We're gonna have a lot of blood on our hands in our upcoming period. Either that, or you're gonna have to die. So it's either kill or be killed. So if you got a problem with that, go read Ecclesiastes and get your mind right. There's a time and a place for everything in this realm. Sometime you have to fuck shit up, and that's what's coming for us. So, I don't even like talking like that too much on here because they watch me a lot. So me talking about this, I don't want to give them no excuse to take my ass in early before it actually has to happen. So we'll see. Nigga said he looking at swords. You know what's funny? I actually got the exact same machete that's in the book of Eli. I got the exact same one. But how do you practice with a machete? But one thing I am learning is bow and arrows. That I can share with you. So bow and arrows, if you can buy yourself a bow and arrow, get yourself a bow and arrow. Buy yourself arrows with metal tips. Alright, and stock up on as many arrows as you can with metal tips. That's all. If you can learn how to make arrows, learn how to do that. Arrows are quiet weapons. You got to start looking at quiet weapons. Guerrilla warfare. Weapons that you can use out in the wilderness. And I'm not saying you can't use a gun out in the wilderness, but at certain points you have to be quiet. You understand what I'm saying? They got all the guns and all the technology. So at a certain point, it becomes strategy, and it becomes about what's in here, what's in the heart. That's why a lot of when Deuteronomy, when it talks about the brothers with the tender heart and sisters with the tender heart, that's what it's talking about. Bitch made niggas and bitch made bitches. You understand what I'm saying? Like cowards, if you will, coons. It's talking about them, and we already know there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, and they will sell the rest of us short in order to gain the minimalist of Bitcoin or the minimalist of some type of digital currency, because we know that's coming. They're going to ice us out. When we separate, they're going to realize we separate. And what I had in a dream, one dream, was that the money was still worth something when the separation happened. But it wasn't until they re-upped in terms of like re-established the old world order died out. There's a gap between the old world order and then the new world order that's about to be set up. When the new world order gets set up, that's when they employ the global digital thing. So there's going to be a gap of time in the middle where it's just straight, at least in this country, in these borders, straight chaos, right? So be prepared for that time. You got to have a crew of people. You know what I mean? If you don't got a big family and y'all got to work together, y'all got to have strategies, and y'all got to be able to put all your egos to the side so you be able to work together and stay alive. It's not a game. Like this is a real deal. Like we right at the door. We right here. I don't know, but I know West Coast niggas be giving it up. So I say it starts out in the West Coast. West Coast niggas give it up. So I really say, and that's where all the guns is at on the West Coast. So wherever all the guns is at is where it's probably going to start. So I anticipate the West Coast, California. I also anticipate over there on that side as well, simply because that side is closer to North Korea, China, and Russia. So when it comes to martial law, they need to have that place locked down. Because remember, martial law is about King Alfred Plan Rex 84. It's about putting all the niggas in captivity before World War III starts. Why they got to put us in captivity before World War III starts? Because we may work with the enemy. This is why it's important to study Exodus, right? Let me just grab it real quick. I'll put this shit out. Hold up. where is it? So we were talking about Exodus, and we're talking about the numbers and why Pharaoh was so afraid of okay, so look. A new king arose over Egypt who did not know Joseph. Right? So let's just say we know it's not a new king. All of these pharaohs that rule over America, all these presidents, they all know what the game is and the relationship of Negroes to this corporation. Right? So the context is not exactly the same, because if you read the prophecies, Most High God said he's going to do a new thing this time around. So we can look to the past, and in certain situations we can see from the context, all right, well, this happened when this took place. So if this take place again, then it's likely that this may develop into being the outcome. So that's the advantage that we have this time. Everything is not going to happen the exact same as last time, but there are a lot of similarities that we can draw some wisdom from, right? So in terms of understanding our Creator, how, like for instance, why is it they're going to put us in FEMA camps? We outnumber them, and they realize that, right? So before we realize we outnumber them, they want to get us under control so that when we realize we outnumber them, they'll already have a lot of us in captivity, right? So look what it says. A new king arose over Egypt that didn't know Joseph, right? So this is like we're in America, Babylon again. And he said, behold, the people, the children of Israel, are more numerous and stronger than we are. Okay, they know we physically stronger than them. Didn't the brother manhandle a white boy that was about to shoot everybody up in a diner and took away his assault rifle with his bare hands? with his bare hands. With his bare hands. You understand what I'm saying? These white people think they're going to beat us in combat? Like, that's why Raspy was telling y'all about some of the Indian wars. Those are our wars where we were kicking their ass. And we're going to be kicking their ass again. Okay? It doesn't matter. Like, when you read the prophecies, it will say 1,000 of them would run away from one of us. It'd be a reversal of what's happening right now. When we see one police officer on the block, all these niggas are scared. All of them are scared of one fucking police officer. There's 50 niggas on the block, one white boy, and they're scared, tender-hearted, and that's gonna change. These white people are already scared. You understand what I'm saying? Why you think I'll be on the whole train cart of these motherfuckers. I'll come right to Long Island and drive around your neighborhood and walk around your block with the t-shirt on. Fuck you gonna do about it? They can't do anything because they're scared. That's why it's important for us to beat them up intellectually. Warfare is psychological first. If our people don't feel as though we can beat them, we won't. And I had this conversation with my dad 2 years ago, and I had to realize my dad's generation are a generation of bitches. And I'm not saying my dad's a bitch, because I don't believe that. But I think his generation as a collective, when it comes to battling white people and putting white people in their place, they're a bunch of punk bitches. And I had to tell my dad, like, our relationship after that point has kind of been a little fractured, because the way I grew up with seeing Malcolm X with the fucking AK-47 looking out his window. I grew up seeing that. I grew up seeing all these little African little artifacts and all this shit all over the house. I grew up seeing this shit. You understand what I'm saying? Anytime I was mouthy and running my mouth to my parents, I get slapped in my mouth, and my pops would tell me, go on upstairs and go read a book. Go read a Malcolm X biography. You understand what I'm saying? This nigga did this shit to me, to be honest with you. It's him who did this shit to me. So it disappointed me when I was telling them, first off, they're not even human. So it should make it a little bit easier to go to war with them, because you know they're not you. Two, the way they've been treating us, his generation failed. When they had the chance to get in that white ass, right? Get in their ass. 1990, Rodney King, right? They had their chances, and they didn't. They cowered down. We're not going to allow that to happen this generation. We're not. They're already killing us, so the motivation, it's like the Most High is trying to get motherfuckers, come on, it's like rousing a lion, right? This is exactly what's in the prophecy. A sleeping lion. You're like an old fucking lion. Old and you can't do nothing. That generation done. This generation here. And we're 30 years old now. Like, I'm about to be 30 this year. That means the reins of the world will now be in my tail end of the generation palm. And my goal, and what I prayed to the Most High about, was to be one of the, if not the most influential mind of my generation. And for all intents and purposes, it looked like it's setting up that way. You know, I just got to keep my humility and my sanity. But yeah, so the first thing is the psychological warfare. So if 2019, 2020 is what we're looking at in terms of, maybe, I'm not saying it's like a light switch, you know what I mean? All of a sudden it's just going to be war. This is going to gradually develop, and it's going to speed. It's like a snowball, right? It's going to speed up and pick up momentum and things of this nature as things move forward. It's not going to be like that. None of the prophecies just happen like that. They develop. That's why you have to keep your eyes on what's going on so you can see where you're at in the game. Everybody's always asking, well, how many years we got? How much time we got? Bitch, I don't know. I don't know how much time we got. The only reason why you're asking how much time we got is you want to know the last possible minute when you can stop being a scumbag. And I'm not going to help you there. Okay? You either with the Most High now and you're going to try not to be a scumbag and get your shit in order now, or you can fuck off. You understand? Doesn't work like that. You know, but anyway, so look, they know, these white people know we outnumber them. They know we stronger than them. You understand? That 13% of the population, that's crap. That's bullshit. Right? So what they did, come, let us outsmart it, lest it become numerous. So they said they're going to outsmart the children of Israel, right? So what you think they're doing right now, they know that we're prisoners of war, so they're purposely killing us off to lead us into the FEMA camps, because they see the signs of the times. So in order for the children of Israel not to leave and to remain in captivity, they're going to put you in slavery before you get released from your captivity. Do you understand? That slavery is the FEMA camps. Those FEMA camps are confirmed by documentation called Rex 84, right? Rex 84 King Alfred Plan. Look it up. We've talked about this for years. So it shouldn't be nothing new. Look it up. Share it with your family, whether they want to hear it or not. You give them a brief synopsis and you tell them what it's called. And then that's it. You don't have to force it on them. You just have to make sure they look you right in your face and they heard what you said. After they hear what you said, it's their responsibility to do the research and take it serious or don't. Because they might end up in a FEMA camp and they're going to get their fucking heads cut off. That's where all them guillotines and shit were being sent all over the place. What do you think that was about? 30,000 guillotines in Atlanta. Isn't it ironic that Atlanta is now the black mecca of the United States? Yet all the guillotines went there and to one other location. I forget what the other location is. But when I'm going to find out what the bill is for you, HR something. Right? But Obama's OBZ signed that bill and they're going to be cutting people's heads off with guillotines. You understand? It's not a joke. This is real deal. This is documented. Alright? This nigga signed that shit like 8 years. No, he's been out of office, what, 2 years now? So he signed that motherfucker 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Come on, man. They've been ready. They know Exodus 2.0 is coming. They know it. Telling you, man. Now, without any black people here, how do you keep the white people satisfied who are not a part of the elite? Because remember, that's what this book was about. Remember? Hold up, nigga. Remember? That's what this book was about. Wages of whiteness, right? Now, how do you keep the white people who are not a part of the elite bloodline, how do you keep them satisfied without any niggers to put underneath them that they can psychologically, physically, and mentally abuse to make themselves feel good? Do you see how this is a leech system? Are you seeing it? Hold up. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing why they be shutting the nigga gram down so I can't reach the people I'm supposed to reach? Hold up. Okay, you seeing it? Are you seeing? You understanding why I did this breakdown now? You seeing who's a part of the game? These are the so-called white people, the higher echelon, the top of the bloodline. And then these are all the motherfuckers they use in the middle. Right? Okay? It's the same shit that's going on. It's the same exact shit going on. Let's just go back to Exodus. So, it says, look, and this is the danger. This is the whole point, right, of why they're going to put us in FEMA camps before, now this is the thing. I think they're going, this is what I think, I don't know. I didn't have dreams about this, I'm just speculating, trying to use my common sense. I think what they're going to try and do is require people to be a part of the military. There's a draft coming. There will be a draft coming. Because you gotta look at it this way. It's not that there's not enough military people. There's too many foreign military bases which they are not going to pull the soldiers from to recede. So they need to pick up some more soldiers from the homeland, from here, in order to defend here. You understand? It's either that or they go borrow some other country's soldiers via the United Nations, which will also happen, right? It's a lot easier for another nation of people to come in here and enslave niggas. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's going to be some niggas that's going to stand up and not do it. They're going to go in the FEMA camp too. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So let me read you what the scripture is saying, what Pharaoh did in the past, and how it relates to what Pharaoh is going to do today. The next president that's coming, not Trump. I don't think it's going to be Trump. All right. So look, it says, "Let us outsmart it, lest it become numerous, and it may be that if a war will occur, it too may join our enemies and wage war against us and go up from the land." Right? What was the reason why the Pharaoh feared the Israelites leaving the land? Because we made up a majority of the working force. Who makes up majority of the slaves today? Who's being locked up in prisons disproportionately? That's your, what is that, the third, what is that, the 14th Amendment or the 15th Amendment that has to do with prison sentence being slavery, right? So understand, once we realize the jig, they can't let niggas go, because then their whole economy, everything goes out the window. Everything depends on us, and this is what our people not realizing. The other factor, if we don't like white people, there's a strong chance that if China comes over here and attacks and doesn't fuck with us but only fucks with white people, that we're going to work with them Chinese. But those of us who study the Torah know that them Chinese and them white people are on the same team because they're the same race of people. We understand this, so we're not working with none of them. But a lot of these pro-black people would. You understand that? There's a danger in there. Got to lock all these niggas up so they don't potentially work with the enemy. Isn't that what they did to Japanese in internment camps? Why do you think they won't do that to niggas? Stick your ass in prison and watch you 24/7 so that you don't get out, and then kill you off incrementally, slowly, at a time, a little bit at a time. You noticing the FEMA camp you in has less and less people each week because they're slaying you motherfuckers 30 at a time, 100 at a time, cutting your fucking heads off. You don't even know it. Not gonna be me. I can tell you that. Niggas gonna be either I'm surviving this whole thing or niggas gunning or stabbing me up out there. But I will never be in a FEMA camp. That's for sure. For sure. So when you see the enemy, realize what's going on. Realize what the Exodus told you. Exodus 2.0 going to be very similar. Not the same, but very similar in the terms of the reasons for why things kick off. I shouldn't say the way things kick off, but the reason for why things kick off is very similar. We outnumber them. They can't let us, they hate us, but they can't let us go. They can't let us go because if they do, we'll be more successful than they will separately. Then we'll build up our forces and come back and fuck their ass up. And they know that. So they can't allow it to happen. That's why they didn't allow Marcus Garvey to leave, technically, because they were like, wait, hold up. If we don't keep them as prisoners of war, they'll just build up their forces and come back and fuck us up. So didn't allow it to happen, right? Now, if we separate from them, that means that we don't participate in their economy anymore. If we don't participate in their economy anymore, they have no wealth. because they can't create anything. They don't create anything. They just steal black people's ideas, then monetize it, create a corporation out of it, and then tell niggers, thank you, but you get no thanks. Right? So, realize what's going on, but them white folks is over, man. It's done. So, this is why we wear this shirt. I said all that to bring you back to this point of the psychological warfare. You got to instill nervousness and anxiety in white people, because nervousness and anxiety and fear breeds confusion. Once you have confusion, you have someone who's vulnerable. You understand what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this? Right? Even if he's confused, he's going to be overwhelmed by the emotion of hate. Fucking niggers ruining America. White people can't handle what's going on. That's going to make it easier for you to whoop his ass, especially if you know how to fight. If you know how to fight, you know how to keep your emotion down here and keep your mind clear so you can focus on what you need to do. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be so easy. That's why 1,000 of them going to be running away from one of us. We going to be fucking these white people up. Fucking these pale faces up. So that means that the pale Asians, the pale motherfucking East Indians, the fucking pale Europeans, all of them. And any of these house niggas that want to get that work too, they get it as well. Go read the War Scrolls. Read the War Scrolls, man. That should tell you almost exactly what's about to happen. And it speaks about the war that's going to happen in the future, because there's more war coming. After this period, it's going to be straight war. Like, this is what people got to realize. It's going to be straight war until the Most High come back. The only peace there will be is for those of you who sell out to the beast. And technically, you'll have no peace, because within your conscience, you know you're going to die and you're going to be judged. So, yeah. So you either struggle with us Israelites out in the wilderness and wait for y'all's return so that we rule all and get back to this law of nature, or you can stay with them white people. You can stay inside the what do they call them now? Sustainable cities. Because if you notice, that's why they putting all the bikes in the major cities and they changing all the driving and car laws, right? They're going to reduce your ability to be able to travel other than either on foot or using some type of human energy, or automated cars, which they can control. You understand? To figure out where you're going from point A to point B. You're going to have a camera up your motherfucking ass. Not me, though. Because I'm either going to be dead or out in the wilderness. But I will not be in a sustainable city. I will not be in a FEMA camp. It's not happening. Or a prison, because it ain't happening. Nigga, all you gotta do is look at weave purchases, nigga. Over $1 billion annually in weave. That should let you know something. Motherfucking all them women could have started their own weave company. Could have started your own weave company with as much money as we spend. Niggas in Jordans. Niggas could have bought a manufacturing plant out here in America and employed their own people to manufacture their own Jordans, because Jordans are a staple point of black culture, right? We made it a part of it. But then again, Michael Jordan didn't make Jordans for black kids, so never mind. Never mind. I mean, you can't blame people for being scared. But hey, you either a leader or you're a follower. You either eating or you're food. So you got to figure out which side of the fence you on. Cause I already know certain people. I don't want them standing around me. I don't even want them next to me. Get a motherfucker killed. Oh, word? 5G coming out in 2020? Yeah, good timing. So that means Project Bluebeam and stuff like that. My fault, I got food in my mouth. No, we don't have to declare no nationality. You talking about that Moorish bullshit. That don't have nothing to do with what I'm talking about. If you on that Moorish shit, go on the Moorish page with that. And signing paperwork with your enemy ain't gonna do shit. The only thing that's gonna do something is a bullet or a knife and strategy and know-how. That's the only thing. Because the only option we got is war with these motherfuckers. And it's gonna happen. It's going to happen. So thinking that it's not going to happen if we sign paperwork, they're just going to let us do what we want because of paper. Like, come on, my nigga. Let's get serious. Yeah, I had to get certified. They're already here. Exactly. Niggas signing paperwork and not reading it. That's the problem. Don't sign nothing with these. Don't sign nothing with these white people. They're evil. You don't sign nothing with them. Right. Well, the only reason why you probably won't, you may not see Moors in any FEMA camps is because them Moors is working with the white man. So that's the only logical conclusion, is that you niggas sign treaties to be underneath the white man. This shit crazy. And if you go to UB page, he got a book on Freemasonry which tell you how the Boule pretty much put themselves underneath white Freemasons in order to validate themselves. Shit crazy. Them niggas gonna be on breadlines, bro. I'm telling you, them niggas gonna be on straight breadlines. And that's the same shit I told my father, and that shit pissed him off. I told him that shit last year. I had to call him a dummy, man. I was like, you damn dummy, you old ass. What I call him? I said, you old fart. I just called that nigga an old fart. And I was like, you old fart. I was like, listen, you going to a FEMA camp. And he was like, me not going for no FEMA camp. I was like, yes you are, bro. You're gonna go to a FEMA camp, man. I'm like, dude, don't listen, yo. Me not go for no FEMA camp. I'm like, dude, you don't even know what a FEMA camp is, man. Talking about you ain't going. You going. I think my dad, especially after that funeral that I went to, I got a chance to speak to my uncles, his brothers, and while he was there. So they know what's going on. So he had to sit there quiet because I took over the conversation. And they look at me like, blood clot, this young nigga know what the fuck I'm going. I know more than what's going on. And I've known since I was about 19 years old. That's the fucking crazy part. Nigga 29, known for 10 years. And I've been saying the same shit to people for 10 fucking years. In fact, I've been getting better at it. And motherfuckers still don't listen. I don't get it. I don't get it. And that's the thing that pisses me off with my dad, is that God give you a son like me. God gave you me. You give up on God and God give you me. I wasn't raised in church. I wasn't raised like that. So I didn't have no Christian stigma to get over. I didn't have that. You understand what I'm saying? So it was easy for me to let that shit go when I understood I had to let it go. And that's why it baffles this man why I deal with the Old Testament, and he didn't raise me to deal with none of those things. I had never seen that man go to church, not once. Maybe for his own wedding, and that's it, right? So I know it confuses him. What the fuck is going on? I don't raise my son for reason, but guess what? God get a hold of me before you could ruin me. You understand what I'm saying? Or you gave me the best chance possible in order for God to reach me. I did the rest of the work to reach out to the Creator, and the Creator reached back. And the nigga, it's like he mad at it. But you can only be but so mad when your own son keeps telling you what's happening in the world before it's happening. You understand what I'm saying? Even if he don't want to hear it, I shoot the old nigga a text. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, Ray, A, B, C, and D. Watch it happen. Months later when the shit happened, man don't say nothing. So I just keep doing it for him until, because once I'm FEMA camp come, I'm going to go get my mom and my brothers, and I'm taking them with me. And that's it. If he want to stay there, he can stay. But damn, I can't see them in the FEMA camp. Otherwise, either it's a one-man mission, I'm going up in there and getting them out. Them old niggas is mad because they realized they failed. They had to, and I told my dad this straight up, because nigga pissed me off one day. And I told him his generation was a generation of cowards. And they're afraid. They're afraid of death. They're afraid of white people. The man tell me, oh, Vinton, say, you're going to fight these white people. You have to have the gun them. You have to have the, and I understand what he's saying, but it's more than the guns. It's more than fucking that or whatever. It's more than about guns. More than about that. It's about, you have to have the psychology. If you don't have the it's like playing sports, right? Except this is a bigger game than sports. But I now see why the Creator had me in sports. I was somebody who wasn't very good at the sport in the beginning, and then I became exceptional to the point where I was the best player on any team I was going to. So I've been on both sides of the coin to know what it's like not to get no game time, and to work hard on yourself to be better in order to get the game time. You understand what I'm saying? In order to get yourself to the point where niggas is like, yo, this nigga's an automatic starter. First name on the sheet. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is the Most High had me go through those things, I think, to build up my character and my ability to lead, and not only lead, but to also follow if I need to follow. Because anybody who play on a sports team, it's imperative that you know how to follow the flow. If you got one person who's on fire right now, it doesn't matter how good you are, you keep feeding that person because they on fire right now. You understand what I'm saying? Until they not on fire no more. And that's how teamwork works. Like with soccer and with like basketball, but with soccer it explains it a little better because there's more people on the field. You got 11 people per side, but you got to move like you got one mind. So 11 people got to move in unison with each other as if they have one mind. So if the ball switches to the right-hand side of the field, that means all the players on the left-hand side got to come to at least the middle of the field. You understand what I'm saying? To close the space down in order to close the opportunity for progression for your opponent. Like, it becomes about strategy and shit like that. It's not always about, you know what I mean? Like about the firepower. If you ain't got no strategy and no heart, then it's not going. It don't matter how much guns you have if you a bitch. It doesn't matter how much guns you have if you a bitch. But if you a bitch and you're not intelligible, you have no strategy, you're fucked. You are fucked. You might as well have died before the shit even kicked off. Like, you're a waste of space. That shit crazy. Right, just like Israel, we supposed to be one. We also like when that chick was getting barked on by that white dude. If there were any black people in that train, we all should have got up and got in his ass. And if any of them white people wanted to do something, we all going to jail. You understand what I'm saying? But black people aren't like that. We aren't like that. White people don't have to be like that because they control the system. We have to be like this. You understand? Anytime there's any of that type of shit done. Or if we really gonna do this, when them cops come in and they ain't acting right, niggas whoop their ass. Somebody go cover, because in cop cars, they have cameras in the front of the car, right? In the dashboard. Go cover cover your face, go cover the dashboard, and cover your face, and put in this work on that officer. take off his fucking camera, take that shit off his tie or whatever, throw that shit over there, and get to putting in that work. But it's not time yet, so let me not even put that, don't do that yet. It's not time yet. Please don't do it yet. Because I don't want to somebody get killed and then they come back and blame me. Not yet. Not yet. But soon, it's coming. But you understand the premise of what I'm saying to you. A police officer he has binocular vision. Just like any other human being got binocular vision. And motherfucker can't see what's outside his peripheral vision. There's too many niggas on one block to not occupy a cop's blind spot. Come on, dog. Too many of y'all niggas have guns to not know how to hit the target when you're shooting. Y'all niggas be having guns and don't even know how to aim. This shit don't make no sense. That's why I can't rely on these gangster niggas out there, because one, they mind ain't right, and two, one tender-hearted nigga versus another tender-hearted nigga is easy to look tough. But when you going out to war and you're tender-hearted against your own people, you're going to be a bitch out there against the other nations. That's why I can't team. Like one of my cousins who I thought I was going to be able to team up with, it's a wrap. Definitely not teaming up with that nigga. That nigga going to have to stay the fuck away from me when shit break down. Because I may end up having to be one of the niggas I'd have to kill him. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's how real this shit is. So, yeah, them niggas be shooting and don't even be hitting the target. That's what I'm be telling niggas, like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? Like, don't make it so obvious where you going to a gun range. You know what I mean? But if you can shoot a paintball gun, get your practice in and your aim in. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be crafty. You have to. And like I said, learn how to use bow and arrows, because you're going to want to be quiet. And two, arrows can do a lot of damage, especially if they go all the way through. A motherfucker not gonna pull that arrow out because he's gonna be afraid he's gonna bleed out. You understand what I'm saying? So he's gonna have to take himself off the battlefield and do all of that type of shit that they're not trained to do, because they trained to deal with bullet wounds. They're not trained to deal with guerrilla warfare. You understand what I'm saying? Shoot a nigga in the eye with a bow and arrow. Oh God. Exactly. There we go. That's a good verse. So if we don't come back to the Creator, we're not gonna win. You know what I mean? Those of them who don't will not win, will not survive. You will die if you don't come back to the Creator. It's not easy, but it's simple. So let me not use the word easy. It's simple. The first 10 words, the first 10 commandments. That is what we're required to come back to for right now. For right now. It's only 10 fucking things. 5 and 5. 10. The United States got how much thousands of laws, and you niggas don't have no problem with that. The Most High, at least taking the steps forward, is asking you to get 10 right. And they're not difficult. They're not. You know what I mean? So, unfortunately, we didn't get into the wages of whiteness. I wasn't even planning to go live, but I just felt like I should say that about that last post with the white guy on the Long Island Railroad. But if I work tomorrow, then maybe we'll do it tomorrow, and then I'll just come up with some videos or something and edit them and then put them up, so y'all can see. All right, y'all.